Chapter 16. As it was getting closer to lunchtime, I headed for the cockpit of the Phoenix to check up on Dr. Cochran. There was a security officer keeping an eye on him to make sure he did not run off again. I peeked my head in, and when he saw me, he smiled a little bit. "We've got about an hour to go, Doc. How you feeling?" "I have a 4-alarm hangover, either from the whiskey or your laser beam. Or both." He rubbed his eyes and smiled and said, "I'm ready to make history." I smiled when he said that. However, I was still ready to pilot the Phoenix if needed. Counselor Troy came on over the little intercom. "Troy to Captain Dibble." "Dibble here." "Ready to open the launch doors." "Go ahead." I crawled into an empty chair. As the doors opened, letting in the sunlight, Dr. Cochran winced. The moon was still visible, and I said, "Look at that view." "What, you don't have a moon in the 24th century?" "Sure we do. This looks a lot different. Over 50 million people living on the moon in my time. See Tycho City, New Berlin, even Lake Armstrong on a day like this. And you know, Doc," he stopped me, "please, don't tell me it's all thanks to me. I don't know who writes your history books, but you people have some pretty funny ideas about me. You all look at me like I'm some sort of saint or visionary. I don't think those things, Doc. Honestly, but you did have a vision. And now we're sitting in it." He looked at me and said, "You want to know what my vision is? Dollar signs. Money. I did not build this thing so I could usher in a new era for humanity. Think I want to go to the stars? I don't even like to fly. I take trains. I built this ship so I could retire to some tropical island filled with naked women. That's Zephyr Cochran. That's his vision. This other guy you keep talking about, I never met him. And I probably never will." I looked at him and said, "Someone once said, don't try to be a great man, just a man. Let history make its own judgments." He scowled and said, "That's rhetorical nonsense." Then he thought for a moment and asked, "Who said that?" I smiled and said, "You. 10 years from now. You got 58 minutes, Doc. Better finish that checklist." Then I left the cockpit so he could think about what I said.